haunts her in her sleep.
Beverly.
A terrifying presence who wants her soul.
Stop it!
And will kill anyone who stands in his way.
We'll be together. Always.
Now, will his seductive power take possession of Dr. Crusher?
I'm leaving Starfleet.
Or can she escape his deadly clutches?
Come on, Beverly, we've got to get out of here.
Next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
TrekCast.
Let me see your profile again. Let me see your profile. You know who you look like?
Who's that?
Stephen Amell.
Hey, thank you. I wish I was in that good a shape.
Yeah, I want to see the pull-ups with the moving the bar.
No, it's more like a.
Oh boy.
I discovered that Skype does something new now.
Yeah, what's that?
This.
Do you have a green screen or something? How are you doing that?
You can just add new backgrounds, and the AI automatically cuts you into it.
Well, it does a blur.
Yeah, there's a part that says add new backgrounds.
Where's that at? Because I don't see
audio
it.
settings.
Oh man.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm on a phone, so I probably can't do it.
Underneath audio and video settings.
Uh-huh. I even have, yeah, baby.
Oh, I don't know what that. I think I did something.
You're taking screenshots.
You're taking screenshots.
Yeah.
You're the Tiger King. Nice.
I even got card ship.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hey, it's something, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of cutting me off a little bit here and there, but.
Yeah, I mean, I can blur the background, but it doesn't give me the. I must not have had an update or something.
Yeah, you probably have to update it.
And I probably have to get a computer.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But I've got a bunch. I've got a few other ones, so I'll sprinkle them in here and there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to do that now.
Yeah. Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah.
I'll leave that one for now.
You should.
And I'm sure if you actually put up a green screen behind you, it would work.
Oh, it would be. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, like your shoulder just disappeared.
I know. Yeah. That's fine. Whatever.
I'm like, oh my god, what happened to him?
It really hurt my arm.
That's cool. I'm gonna have to mess with that now.
Yeah.
So was that TNG one? Was that preloaded, or is that something that you had to take the photo and upload it or something?
Yeah, I had to take the photo and upload it. I just went to all those like free Zoom backgrounds and just started throwing them in.
I'm gonna get pictures of you guys and use those, so it looks like I want like one of you on either side.
Well, I was looking to make you jealous. I was looking for a Ghostbusters one.
Yeah,
I couldn't find any good ones.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have I actually visited the firehouse.
Yeah,
so
I got
a photo of the exterior of the firehouse. So
I bet you could use that.
We could put you there.
Yeah, that would work. That would do it.
Yeah. I mean, I have a picture of myself outside of the Breaking Bad house because I went there. So maybe I should use that.
You can do that.
Yeah, that would be good.
There's a big sign over there that says "Don't throw any pizzas on the roof."
I don't get that.
That's from the show.
I assumed. We could, what we could really do? Freak everybody out. Just, go outside.
Right.
Right. Put a grocery store behind you, or a park, or a.
Just put yourself in a crowd.
Yeah, put yourself in a crowd. There you go.
In a crowd. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That would do it.
How's everybody doing?
Good. Doing good. I got all my stuff pulled up now. There you go. You're in the Bat Cave with.
I'm in the Bat Cave.
Yeah. We're just gonna do this for an hour.
That's it.
I know.
That's it.
I only got a few more left.
Welcome to Background Cast.
Yeah.
We just put random shit behind us.
I know, it's great.
Everybody listening to this show knows full well that the first 20 minutes is just us catching up with one another, talking about whatever is on our minds.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna put behind me?
What's that?
Picard season 1.
There you go. There you go.
Put it behind me.
That's a great one. That's good. That's such a great dad joke right there. You can tell he's a father too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to TrekCast, everybody. As always, Chad, Dan, and Daniel. Here we are again, coming at you. We got another great topic for you today that kind of picks up from where we left off last week, and of course, all the news and fluff and background cast and all the other bullshit we want to talk about. So, welcome to the show.
I do have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
What's up?
I need some advice.
Sure.
I find myself in an awkward situation here.
Cut the red wire.
Yeah, no kidding. So about 2 weeks ago, a Amazon package arrived on my doorstep, but I didn't order anything, right?
Yeah.
Looked at the address on it. It's for my next door neighbor.
Yeah.
But it was really, really rainy that day. So I thought, well, I'm going to throw this in my trunk because I was running out. They weren't home, and they really don't have a porch, so I figured this thing would get like super wet. I threw it in the trunk, forgot about it until yesterday. It's been 2 weeks.
No.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do I go and drop it off now? Did I just win something?
Depends on how much you like your neighbors.
I've never talked to them.
Honesty is the best policy, my friend.
Yep.
Yeah.
You may walk away with that package through your own honesty.
Yeah.
Because they may say, I reported that shit lost 2 weeks ago, and
Already got a new one.
I got a new one right here, so
You're right.
it's yours.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like, oh, let me introduce myself. By the way,
I stole your package.
I stole your package by accident.
Well, you could. Oh my God, I'm going to go against Picard because he says a lie of omission is still a lie. You could tell half the truth. You could say, hey, this package, it was raining. I threw it in my trunk. It sat there for 2 weeks. And when I remembered it was there and took it out, I looked at the label and it's not even my package.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? It's yours. Here you go.
I feel like at that point you tell them exactly what happened.
Yeah. That'd be.
I mean, that makes sense,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just apologize.
Or you can get all crazy and animated.
Right.
That.
Yeah.
Just as you're walking up there to drop off the package and say you're sorry, just have a weird little twitch every once in a while, and they won't question a damn thing. They'll let you go. They'll feel bad for you.
So, I don't know the context. I didn't see Breaking Bad. I don't know about the pizza on the roof. But I say throw the package on the roof and then just be done with it. Let them figure out how long it's been there.
Well,
that sounds good.
That's the next question is, do they have a ring or a camera at their door? If they
do.
don't,
They do.
Oh, they do. Okay, well, shit. Then you can't do that.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Yeah, just leaving it like UPS is really behind.
Right. Well, go get a brown shirt.
See,
Walk from off camera. Set it down and go. Brown shirt.
Well,
brown hat.
the other option is, they're not your only neighbor. Just drop it off at a different neighbor's house. You know what that is? Somebody else's problem.
Right.
That's genius. That is genius.
That is a good move, actually.
Or you really want to throw them for a loop. Just drop it off at FedEx. They'll be like, "What is this? How does this even get here?"
So the UPS store is like not even a mile from my house. I thought about taking it back there.
Yeah.
Letting them deal with it.
Yeah. Because they don't know where you live.
Right.
They don't know you're right next door to the guy.
Right.
You know who we should bring on?
I feel like we're putting way too much thought into this. Like I feel like in a minute he's going to be out in the backyard stepping in a puddle to get his foot muddy and then stepping on the package to make it look like all beat up and you know what, let me bang one of these corners in to make this look good. Let me back over it with the car.
I'm not gonna lie. I like going to the UPS store option the best so far.
Yeah. You know what this is, though, what the three of us is doing right now? This is exactly what happened in season 1 of Discovery's Writer's Room.
Yeah. Who's got a plot? I don't. Never mind.
I don't know. Well, what if we just have this MacGuffin? Okay, it's this box. All right, how many times can we move it around?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so anything new with you guys before we head right into the news? Since we're supposed to be like
I
not
know,
going
right?
2 hours today, right?
Yeah.
And we're
So
30
my
minutes
sense
in
of
or something.
my sense of smell has not returned.
Oh,
no.
no.
Yeah, so that's a bit concerning.
Yeah.
So I reported that to my employer on Monday because if this happened because of work. So if it doesn't come back, that's a workplace injury with a lasting
Effect. Yeah.
effect. Yeah. So they sent me for another test. They said, go get tested again. We want to know if you still have it. Sounds like you still have symptoms.
Oh wow.
Well, that's not a symptom.
That's an after
Three
effect.
3 weeks later, that's not a symptom.
No.
Well,
So
I was thinking about you. They were saying that new study that says they don't know if you can't get reinfected.
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't know. They don't know if you can't get it reinfected, but at the same time, they want my antibodies to save other people. So
Right.
Yep.
which is it?
Right.
So they sent me to get another test. I went up to Albany. I drove an hour up to Albany to get that, and I don't know who trained this guy, but whoa, man, he was balls deep in my nose. Holy cow!
That's horrible. How
That
far they have to go in there for that is
oh my!
just.
Well, the
oh,
first
Lord.
the first one I had done, they didn't go very far.
Mm.
They went like
Yeah.
3 inches or whatever.
Yeah.
This guy, I felt it like in my eyeballs. It was so deep.
You should have bought your dinner first before he invaded you like that.
Well, he said, "Listen, we got to go pretty deep," and
Yeah.
it's
That's how that
we're-
starts.
He says, "We're going to be in there." Yeah, we're. I told him,
So
I broke
bad.
in. I rarely break in. That's great.
I know. Usually it's me.
Yeah.
I asked him to. I asked him to lick the tip.
There you go.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, he said we got to go in there for like 30 seconds. I said you're not
Oh,
going in there for 30 seconds. I said 10 seconds, and I'm ripping your arm out of there, your hand away from there.
Yep.
Excuse me. But yeah, so I'm waiting for the results of that. I mean, I know it's negative because it's been weeks,
Yeah.
and everybody just heard me cough, and they think I still got the COVID.
Oh, he's got it.
No, that was me clearing my throat because I was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I should have those results in a day or two.
Huh. That's odd.
Yeah. But holy cow, Daniel's whole body is disappearing.
Well,
Is that Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
You know
yeah.
it is.
Yeah. He's gonna keep doing that, try to throw us off all
Yeah, he
show.
is.
The
He
whole
is.
show.
I just thought about how I should have had a news set for when I do the news.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yes.
Let me see if I can find one real quick.
I mean, hindsight 2020.
This
Nothing
is
like-
2020.
Nothing like prepping for the show.
Yeah.
I prepped.
Don't do that.
I prepped. I got my
Yeah.
iPad.
Yeah. I've got my list. Hey, I tell you what. Why don't we do feedback real quick while he's looking up another thing?
Oh, I
for
got
us?
it.
Oh, you got it. Okay. I was gonna say we could swap them. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Dead air.
Dead air.
Dead air.
Dead air.
Dead air.
Dead air. Dead air.
There we go. There's my
Da-da,
news set.
da-da, da-da-da.
All right.
Okay.
Attention all hands. It's time for Star Trek news.
Now for the news.
Yeah. Our first news story comes from comicbookmovie.com, and it's a sad story. The headline reads, Star Trek Seinfeld actor Gene Darnarsky dies at 86. So he was like a guest star. He was only in a couple episodes of the original series and one in TNG. He played really minor characters. He was in the Harry Mudd's Women episode, Mark of Gideon episode in season 3 of the original series. And then he was in 110010, whatever. Yeah, he was in that one of TNG. So really,
That was the one
minor
where Wesley makes the little binary things or the little nano.
No, that's where the binars have to
Oh, that's right.
reprogram the ship or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. It was a throwaway. It was
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So, he was also in several movies, including Close Encounters of the Third Kind. He was on the X-Files, A-Team. He's been all over the place. Kung Fu. He walked the earth with Kane. Yeah. So, yeah.
Did a lot.
He did a lot. He also was in the Navy. So, yeah, he will be missed. So, Hard Switch, also from comicbook.com. Star Trek's Jonathan Frakes reveals what it felt like to play Captain Riker in the Picard finale.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he recently gave an interview talking about being back, and he loved it.
Yeah.
He loved it. He said,
Well, we all did.
Yeah. He said, quote, I had a spacesuit on, my beard trimmed, my Riker hair put back on, my bald spots covered up. It felt very familiar. It was like a flashback. Because of how well Nenepeth went, I was less nervous, and it was thrilling to be back, to be perfectly frank. So he was stoked.
Yeah.
I especially like the memes going around of him sitting on the bridge. Hi, I'm Captain William T. Riker.
Yeah.
Have you ever ate a burnt pizza? Have you ever all these different questions from like his show? Yeah, million questions.
Yeah. That's pretty great.
It is awesome. It is awesome.
So, and our last news story comes from TrekMovie.com. This is actually something I posted in the group. New in-house con to feature Star Trek Discovery panel and more virtual con experiences. So, coming up in May, I want to say May. Yeah, it's May 9th. They're gonna do in-house con. So you could pay for virtual panels. Basically, you pay to be in a Zoom meeting with celebrities, and they talk about their projects. And they're going to do one for Discovery Season 3. The cost to attend the panel is $4.99, $5, or for $20 you can get a monthly membership and get all of the in-house panels. They promise to have panels from Superman, which what? I don't know what that means.
There's a Superman TV show coming out.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Spin off from Supergirl, really, with the same guy that plays Superman in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Him and Lois.
Yeah. We'll have something Star Wars related and also something Ghostbuster related in May.
And for $39.95, you get to pick the background behind you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, probably. But the Discovery panel is going to have Doug Jones, Saru, and a bunch of actors I don't recognize. So, and their characters I don't recognize. Lieutenant Ray's Dr. Pollard.
Comes out. So it's May. What was it? May 8th, May 9th. That's a Saturday.
Yeah, that's a Saturday.
May 10th is a Sunday. So,
I don't have a time for the panel yet. I guess when you pay for it, they let you know.
Yeah. Well, I know we talked about doing that, and then talking about it on the show, so that those who don't want to pay can at least get some information out of it that way from us. So we can work out something there.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that'll be good. Maybe they'll release a Discovery release date during that panel. Who knows?
I mean, they got to do something.
They got to do something. I mean, even if it's just coming in November, coming in the fall. I mean, come on,
I'm
give us
convinced we're not
something.
going to get it till the end of the year.
It's bullshit.
Think about it, because once they're done with it, they're done. It's not like they can go run and shoot Picard Season 2 right now, or Discovery Season 4. So they've got to stretch it out right now. I mean, they might be ready to go, but they can't shoot. So...
Yeah, but they'll be able to start shooting again in a couple of months.
Theoretically.
And no one's going to look for Season 3 followed by Season 4 within 3 or 4 months. We all know it's a year-to-year thing, so...
Yeah.
I know, but that's why they're going to stretch it out. Even
Man.
if they start shooting... Because you still got to clear the schedules. It's not like, hey, quarantine's over, let's go shoot tomorrow.
Yeah.
You got to make sure everybody's scheduled.
Yeah.
So that's going to take a few months on top of that.
Well, then everybody wants to start shooting their projects. So you're going to have all at once. People are going to start locking up locations. They're going to start locking up, film crews, sound crews,
Yeah. And it's
the
not
lighting
like
guys are going to be pulled in 100 different directions. There's been nothing for a month at this point.
Yeah. And it's not like they have props ready to go to start shooting again. Like, it's going to take a while. So I really don't think you'll see Discovery till the end of the year.
Damn it.
Yeah.
What about Lower Decks and...
Well, they've said that they're still working on those.
Yeah, they're
that's
working on those from
animated.
home.
Yeah.
So-
Actually, I heard they started shooting Picard season 2, but they're doing it via Zoom.
Oh,
So they
perfect.
sent everybody a green screen. They're all just like Daniel right there.
Yeah. Half a shoulder
Said-
cut off.
Have a shoulder cut off.
Yep, they're
That's
sending costumes by mail.
Somebody is going to make a movie with everybody just being on Zoom meetings or something.
Didn't
There's a movie kind of like that.
didn't
Yeah, that's
SNL
called- Yeah.
didn't SNL do something like
There's
that? I saw
stuff.
Jimmy
a
Fallon.
commercial.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Fallon did one like that with Will Ferrell and somebody else. I forget. They did like a soap drama thing through webcams, but
Yeah.
no, there was a movie called Unfriend Me that came out a couple of years ago that looked like it
Oh,
was
yeah,
all
that
through
one.
people talking to one another, like on Facebook or some sort of like Skype or something like that.
There's one with John Cho, Sulu in the 2009 Trek, and he's like a father looking for his daughter, and it's all shot on webcams and everything.
Huh.
I forget what the name of that movie, but yeah, there's one.
Yeah.
There.
Well, if you remember,
Good.
yeah, I heard that was really good, and then another one that was really good that I still haven't watched yet. I don't know why, but another Star Trek alumni is the one with Tom Hardy, British guy, in the movie, and the entire movie is shot from the camera and speakerphone in his car while he's driving. That's the whole
Oh.
movie, is him driving,
Huh.
and it's a suspenseful movie. I've seen clips of it, and it's like, good. How'd they do that? I gotta go back and find that, but that one looked really good.
Huh.
It's on my list. It's on my Netflix list.
Oh,
that
I've
I'll
been
never
plugging away
watch,
at my
but
list.
It's there, yeah. How
I've
far?
been watching more cult stuff. I saw Waco, that miniseries.
That's good.
It's
That's
so
good.
good.
That's so
I didn't
good.
know. I didn't know Supergirl could act.
Yeah, she can.
Yeah.
She can. She really can.
Yeah.
Which is, not a credit
Sophie
to the
Gambit.
Supergirl's writing crew, because you watch her on that and you think she's just bubblegum and whatever, and there's not much there. But no, she can act. Melissa
Yeah.
Boyce or whatever her name is.
Benoist
Yeah,
or-
Benoist. Yeah. And then the last name sounds like moist, and I hate that word, so I can't.
Well, it's actually French. It's actually Benoit is how you would say it. But
Is that like Theron?
Look, see, you can see where I'm at.
there you go. We
No,
saw
you're in-
we saw the pineapple. We got it.
We figured it out.
Yeah.
He lives in a pineapple under the sea.
You know what it's doing? It's cutting a line around your head with your
Yeah.
hair and your headphones, and it's making it look like you have an afro.
Yeah,
I know.
it's all one piece. It's
the
all-
hair's growing too long.
Yeah, I don't have that problem anymore.
Chad.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, I promised my wife this wouldn't be a
Yeah,
2-hour
okay, let's
episode
go, let's go.
today, so let's
Chop,
go.
chop.
All right, so that's it for the news section. Want to move back into feedback?
Oh, that was news?
Yeah,
Interesting.
that was new. Yeah.
There's no news in quarantine, Dan. Come on.
Yeah. There isn't much. There isn't
No.
Yeah.
No.
We have feedback that pulls into the topic, so
Okay.
I don't know if you want to just go straight into the topic.
What do you mean? Oh no, I got feedback.
Hailing frequencies. Open.
Oh, do you? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let's go with what you got.
Well, we got to give a thanks to Commander Felton. About 6 days ago, he bought us each a coffee. That's $9.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank
yeah.
you, Commander.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. Everybody keep those donations coming when you can. If you can't, because of this time of everything going on, then fine. There's no pressure. If you can, great. If you can't, no big deal. It's great. All that money is going to go towards our equipment and hopefully Vegas, and who knows what's going to happen. So those that are given to that, we really appreciate it. So
I think we should use some of that for the big giant plate of nachos that we will buy in Vegas for the TrekCast
Yeah.
meetup.
Yeah.
I think we could kind of pull this all back together. Nachos won the snack
Yep.
madness. We're
Yep.
hoping to be in Vegas in August if it's open, if this city is open,
Right.
and we're hoping to meet some of you guys. So
yeah.
TrekCast, nachos, Vegas, Kofi account. Let's do it.
Yep.
Well,
that'll be it.
Commander Felton also won our Snack Madness, so he
Yeah.
should be getting a prize tomorrow.
All right,
If
cool.
his neighbor doesn't
Nice.
steal his back, you can leave it in the
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we're just tying it all right around today, aren't we? We're on top of it.
the causality loop.
Yes,
That's
that's pretty good. Okay, and then we got one email from Hunter Bruno to the Chad is wrong email address. Love the show and love all you guys. Antonio Banderas is undoubtedly not done, though. He was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Actor in 2019 for his role in Genius, and he was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actor in 2020 for his role in Pain and Glory. In other respects, one other great moment from Star Trek history was when Kor, the Daha Master, died honorably in a suicide mission in the episode Once More on the Street.
Yep.
Always makes me shed a tear. In other
Yep.
regards, I hope Dan regains a sense of smell and a sense of taste as soon as possible. As I also love food and a great deal, and I love food a great deal, and I can't imagine how bad that would suck. Wish you guys all the best, and I can't wait for the next episode. Keep up the great work, guys. Best regards, Hunter Bruno.
Thank you, Hunter.
Yep, that's awesome.
And just for the record, who said that Antonio Banderas was done?
Me.
I might have as well. I don't know.
I thought it was Chad. And which email address
Email did it go to?
come-
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
all right. I was
Yeah.
just checking.
I didn't know Hunter was president of the Antonio Banderas fan club.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Who was the lady? Who was the lady in the group who was getting all bent because I was telling you were wrong?
Oh, yeah, there was someone. Yeah, she was all upset how much you guys told me I was wrong. Yeah, I forget who that was.
I don't think she's a listener. I think she's a member of the group, but
Doesn't
perhaps
listen.
not a listener
Yeah.
of the show, which is fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she's like, we all have our opinions. No, Chad's
No.
just wrong. There's coffee mugs and T-shirts to prove it.
She didn't get the joke.
Nah, that's all right. It was a good fun. Everybody else got the joke. So
It was awesome. Just a ton of spam mail all of a sudden, but I think that's the only new one we got in. Okay.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of spam mail lately.
It's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird. Anyway, okay. Well, that's it for the feedback section. If we missed something or someone posted something on Facebook and we've forgotten about it in the last week or whatever, just hit us up again. Send us an email, one of the two addresses, TrekCast, TrekCastENG@gmail.com or chatiswrong@gmail.com, and we'll make sure to get it on the show.
that's the one. Use that one.
Exactly.
All right. So now we're ready for the topic.
All right.
Talking about Star Trek in this week's topic. Talking about the Star Trek in this week's topic.
Rolling along.
5 worst Star Trek moments.
Yeah.
Chad, how long is your list? Mine is 5, but how long is yours?
Yeah. How many spreadsheets do you have for this one?
I just added a second tab to the existing
Of course you
spreadsheet
did.
so everybody
Of
can
course
go
you
in
did.
there and see it.
Chad's,
But
for those that want to know, Chad's PowerPoint presentation will be available after the show.
Yeah, his Zoom panel will be later.
Yeah.
we should do that. We should actually do
Oh,
a panel
God.
like that. We really
Good.
should. I mean, you can only do it. for
Daniel,
40
do me a
minutes
favor.
free.
Yeah.
Daniel, do me a favor. Do this. I believe I can fly.
I'm in Cloud City, yo.
Totally the wrong
I
background for this
believe
show.
I can
I know.
touch the sky.
Oh my god. If people are listening to this and not watching this, they're just going to be like,
They're gonna
"What
miss
in
out on the
hell?"
backgrounds.
Yeah, what in the hell?
Yeah,
Oh,
Daniel's
that's-
got the clouds
that's-
behind him like he's the greatest
Not
American
anymore.
hero. Oh, now he's got tigers and lasers.
That's
Is that
right.
your- Is that the cover of your Trapper Keeper?
You know it is. I think I legit had a trapper keeper just like that.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
the laser beams. Yeah, you bet. You bet I did. Somewhere
Who's
in
the
the 80s.
marketing genius who was like, all right, guys, kids like tigers. Kids also like lasers. We
And
need to
bullets.
put tigers and lasers on this Trapper Keeper.
Well, you know that came from like a board meeting in marketing, and they had 6 different ideas, and they couldn't decide on it, so they just went with the top 3.
Just mash 2 or 3 of them together.
That's where
Yeah,
it went,
exactly.
and that's okay. I mean, it's funny. Kids look at it and go, "That's weird. I'll take it." No, I only have 12, and I
Okay.
couldn't. I honestly
well,
I can't
pick
decide
5
on
of
number
them.
1. Yeah, I can't decide on which one's number 1.
So I did the same thing I did last week,
Yeah.
where I took the minimalist approach and I just jotted down the first 5 cringeworthy Star Trek moments that came to my mind. So mine are in no particular order. They're not, these are probably not the worst. Maybe they are. Maybe they are the worst. I don't know. These are the first 5 that came to my mind.
I
So-
did the same thing. I
Okay.
took your advice on that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's what we should do then. Since all three of us are kind of in the same boat where we're really not sure what the real top 5 are, then we tell everybody what our 5 are in this, and then we put up a poll and we try to see, in the group
Yeah.
basically where it goes from here. Because
That
I think
works.
all three of us are going to have a different list. I'm almost
Probably.
guaranteeing that all three of us will have a different list this time around.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Who's going to
So wanna
start?
go one at a time? Dan, why don't you go first? One at a time.
Okay. All right. The first one on my list is TNG Season 7, Episode 14 from 1994. The episode is called Sub Rosa. This is the one where Beverly Crusher's grandmother has been having an affair with a ghost that resides in a magic candle. And when Nana dies, the ghost latches onto Beverly at the funeral, and Beverly decides she's going to leave Starfleet and live in this cabin it wasn't Earth, it was another country, but basically on the whatever it was, the Irish countryside on this colony. And so she resumes the affair that her grandmother was having with this ghost who appears as a human, but he's not always corporeal. Sometimes he's just a mist. So there's a scene. I mean, it's
bad, man.
It's a 44-minute crap fest.
Right. Somebody saw Ghost while high.
Yeah, there's one particular scene where Beverly is basically having an orgasm.
Yeah.
With this ghost, and I know Daniel backed me up on this. In storytelling, there's something they say, show us, don't tell us. Mm-hmm. Or excuse me, in visual storytelling, movies and TV, they say show us, don't tell us. Usually I agree. Not in this case.
No.
There should have been a conversation where she tells someone that, he came to me last night and it was a magical experience and blah, blah, blah. I don't need to see 40-something-year-old Beverly Crusher. Yeah. Yeah.
Beverly and her ghost lover were also on my list. So.
Yep, it's there too. It's there.
So,
all right. I don't think we have to go any further. I think the show is done.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh man.
Who's next? Or do I just go again?
Yeah, I guess you just go again. We might have all the same list now.
No. Someone else go. That's fine.
Gabriel, you want to go?
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm putting them in order because they're just all over. No, I got it.
This guy.
I got it. Okay, guy. Number one. My number one. Sorry. Uhura dances naked on the dunes.
Oh,
at the very beginning of The Final Frontier.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, you don't like seeing 67-year-old ladies doing the burlesque?
It's just horrible. It's so horrible on so many different levels.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. I tried to forget about it too. And then as I was going through trying to write everything down, I was like, oh my Lord, that whole movie.
Yeah.
Just how it starts. That's just bad. Well, just from the standpoint of her character, okay, that is so out of character of everything Uhura's done for 30, 40 years prior to that. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, she's, anyway, sexy for Scotty. What the?
Speaking of dancing, on my list, I have the giant rave in Discovery.
I don't think that's one of the worst.
It's bad.
That's on your list, or is that your?
Yeah.
It's just on your list?
That's just on my list. It was just dumb.
Yeah, when Stamets wakes up and he's like, "There's a tiger in the bathroom." Yeah, no.
Exactly.
Okay, RuPaul. Okay, so that was the one on your list?
Yeah, that was the one on my list.
All right, then we go to Dan. This might be shorter than we thought. Go for it, Dan.
Might be. Yeah,
because we don't want to talk about it.
you know, when it's a really great episode or a really great moment, you're passionate about it. You want to make everyone else understand why you love it so much. When it's shitty, you're just like, hey, this is shitty, and everybody's like, yeah, that is shitty, and that's it.
And that's it.
I've got some honorable mentions too. So
I have one that is on both lists. It was on last week's list, and it's going to be on this week's list.
Oh,
That's
and for me, it's Voyager, season 2, episode 4 from 1996, Tuvix. And you remember that I really liked that episode. But you know, to say it again, Janeway straight up murdered Tuvix.
Yeah, we had someone argue with you on Facebook about that.
And the crew does nothing, and that's the part that I think is the worst. That, you know, when he's leaving the bridge and he kind of addresses everybody, and they turn away from him, and that's just shitty.
yeah.
It's shitty. You know, they're marching him off to his death. But so that's one of my favorites, and it's one of the best in my opinion, and one of the worst at the same time. So, wait, was somebody argued that?
Someone in the chat or someone in Facebook said it's not straight up murder, because what if someone took Chad and Daniel and put the two of them together? Would you want to have Chad and Daniel back, or do you want to have Daniel?
It doesn't matter what I want. It matters what Chadiel wants.
But what about Chad and Daniel?
They're not here right now.
Right. I just feel like I would be taller, and I'm okay with that.
Less hair at the moment, yeah.
Well, you both have very strong hairlines, which I do not. So I would prefer to merge with one of you.
That's fine.
I want to be, oh my God, Daniel, my beard, your hair. We would be like Super Daniel. we wouldn't even have to change our name.
No, it'd be Dan squared. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what you would do.
Let's do it. Let's get our best people on this.
Double D, oh my Lord.
Double D. Jesus.
Oh, man. This show goes south so fast sometimes.
It does.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So, okay, I've got one. I guess my third one at this point. William Shatner's over-the-top acting. I get that was the style at the time, but looking back at it, it's really bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to pick an episode. It's
all over. Yeah.
It's just there.
It's just there.
Well, my number 2 on the list was Bev getting jiggy with it, and so but that leads me right into number 3, which is in direct conflict to what you just said. Don't show us that. Tell us about it. It's the episode The Price, where Troy literally talks about how limber she is during sex while stretching with Crusher.
Oh yeah.
The two of them in their tight fitting,
in their jazzercise outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sexy time for Troy. That's what that was.
Oh my Lord.
That was horrible. That's my number 3.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
It's bad when your number 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all from TNG episodes.
Yeah.
Mine are all TNG, DS9, and Voyager.
My top 2 are Enterprise and DS9. So, yeah.
All right. So what's your next one, Dan?
Deep Space Nine, Season 1, Episode 10 from 1993. It's called Move Along Home.
Oh. The whole episode.
I mean, the episode is not great. This is the one where I think they're called the Wadi, are the people, but they come through the wormhole. It's one of the first races to come through the wormhole, and they're enjoying the
racists to come up through.
Races, one of the first race. Yeah, the racists.
That's what you said. You know, when they hosted the Nazis,
they just come through. They start throwing stereotypes. You're cheap. You're lazy. You're all criminals. You're always drunk. All those people are drunk. Yeah. Anyway, So they're really enjoying the games in Quarks.
Oh yeah.
I think they catch Quark cheating, so they make him play one of their games, which somehow it transports Bashir, Cisco, Kira, and Dax into some alternate reality or whatever. So they're in the game somehow. I don't remember exactly how it occurred, but they have to pass stages. Quark is making decisions in the real world, and then they have to pass stages in the game. I don't know. They're in a video game somewhere, and there's a point. The cringe part is the singing. There's a point. Quark was.
Lyrics.
Oh, I got the lyrics too.
Yeah.
Quark was playing the game. One of the results of his rolling of the dice was announced as Alamarain. And the players within the game, Dr. Bashir, Cisco, Kira, and Dax, encountered a room with a young girl playing a hopscotch-like game and singing a rhyme. And they had to sing the rhyme and jump and do the right movements to avoid getting zapped, I think, and pass into the next room. And the lyrics are Alamarain, count to 4, Alamarain, then 3 more, Alamarain, if you can see, Alamarain, you'll come with me. But they had to do it in succession. So Cisco jumped into the first box and sang the first phrase, and then jumped into the second box and sang the second phrase, while Dax jumped into the first. So they're all singing over each other. And it was bad. It was so bad because you got 4 different actors. Some of them can sing, some of them can't sing. Avery Brooks can only sing like Avery Brooks. So he's like, Alamarain, Alamarain, count to 4, Alamarain, then 3 more. So, yeah, it was bad.
That
was your what?
That was your number one?
That was my number one.
That was your one?
Wow.
Again, mine aren't numbered. These are just the order that I thought of them in.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It is probably the worst. No, it's not the worst. My last one is the worst. Yeah, my last one is the worst. All right, who's next?
Daniel.
I've got one left because that was my number one. So my second one was season 3 of Enterprise, the entire Xindi experiment. That whole storyline is just garbage.
I don't know about that, but
yeah, I don't know.
I do. I hated it.
With the time war with the Xindi trying to destroy Earth and having to go into the the Delphic Expanse or whatever it was called.
They got to go deal with giant balls in space.
You know what? I think
builders.
I think storytelling was different then. We've talked about this several times. Storytelling was different then. I think if that whole story arc had never happened, and that whole story arc was told today on Discovery, they would love it.
Yeah.
I think it would go over so much more, so much better now.
Well, you would have
because even me rewatching it now,
yeah,
I respond better to it than I did at the time.
Yeah. That's probably true. I think it's a 23 episode season, so there's a lot of filler episodes. Whereas nowadays you would have 10 or 12 episodes.
Yeah.
So you can streamline it much better. So that's why it would also be better now.
Yeah.
Plus the makeup would be better instead of those weird tubes coming out of the aliens' heads.
Yeah.
Bad CGI for the insectoids and the aquatic,
CGI wasn't quite there yet for characters. Ships all looked great, planets looked great, space stations looked great. Anytime you saw a person or a creature moving, it was like, that's terrible.
Yeah,
it would be much better now.
Oh yeah, sure would.
I'm half disappearing, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
You are into that Simpsons couch.
You're sinking into the couch. It's just an old couch.
That was yesterday. Sinking into the couch.
All right, so my number 4 and my number 5 both involve my favorite character in all of Trek history.
Porthos.
My number 1 favorite character. No, the one that just died, Data. Okay.
Oh.
So number 4 is Data in Drag. TNG episode, fistful of Datas. That was
That
just
is terrible.
there are so many scenes in that show in that episode that's just bad, but that's the worst one. And then number 5 is
Oh, you're doing
Masks.
2?
I'm going to do
All
2
right.
just to get them out of the way because then we can go to honorable mentions, but because they're both with Data. Is from Masks, where Data has got the mask on, and he literally says Titicaca at one point.
He says what?
I swear he says something like Titicaca. I mean,
Something like that. Yeah.
It's just horrible.
I fast
just so
forward
bad.
through that one.
Yeah, it's so bad. That episode is just the worst.
I'm trying to remember what the B story is in that one. Because if the B story is garbage too, I might just go right past that one.
Yeah,
I don't recall. I wish the Netflix descriptions put the B story also.
Oh yeah.
They usually don't.
I've noticed that whenever you watch Star Trek now on Netflix, it has like what it's rated and why, and sex and fear are on there a lot.
Yeah, but I don't really think of it that way. That's what's weird, you know.
Yeah.
So, but going back and watching it, if you were going to watch it with your kid, you would now.
Yeah.
Whereas you wouldn't even think about it before, but now, you know, especially the Sub Rosa, Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's like that the diner scene in When Harry Met Sally.
yeah.
But with Beverly Crusher and a candle.
Oh Lord. All I can think of when I think of that episode and that scene is David Ivy's post about from like 6-7 months ago. I don't even want to say it.
Don't even say it.
Not even gonna.
Somebody
say
can
it.
look it up if they need to.
Just go find it. It's the worst. You know.
So, if we have honorable mentions,
I still have.
Oh, okay.
Dan still has
two to go.
2. Yeah,
right,
Dan still has 2. Oh, I forgot you had 2. I'm sorry. I thought you were down
That's
to.
okay.
Go.
That's
I
all right.
apologize.
That's all
right.
Too.
So my second to last is a really broad one. It's Deep Space Nine. Anytime Nana Visitor laughs. I've said this before. I love her as an actress.
Yeah.
I love that character. I love that character's arc. She went from being someone that, man, I would hate to work with that person. What a miserable
Yep.
to, a beloved character who did good by her people and earned the respect of her colleagues. But every time she laughs, I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
No. Some actors, they have their strong points and they have their weak points. And unfortunately, that's her weak point. And I cringe every time I hear it. And then my final one.
Can I take a guess?
Yes.
I'll just guess which series it's from.
Okay.
It's from DS9 because I don't want to spoil it, but I'll say it's from DS9.
Well, you would be wrong.
Okay.
Well,
but what did you get? Well, what?
Anything involving Keiko.
No, this crap fest was from TNG. Oh, I got notes. For this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Oh
you can see
man,
them.
look at that. Oh, I think I just saw the word African, and now I know which one it is. Yep.
All right. TNG Season 1, Episode 4 from 1987, Code of Honor.
Yep.
A mission of mercy is jeopardized when a planetary ruler decides he wants an Enterprise officer as his wife. The inhabitants of Ligon 2 were all played by African Americans. Their culture contains aspects of African culture, clothing, accents, etc. It's basically 44 minutes of racial stereotypes.
Yeah.
Black men stealing white women. Black men leaving their black women for white women. Savage, backwards, primitive African culture. Even the condescending white guilt statements made by Picard. He says something to the effect of, your culture is very similar to a culture on Earth that we all admire. Okay. But it's the 24th century at this point. Stop overcompensating for the sins of your ancestors, A. But also, he just lumped 100 cultures together because they happen to be on the biggest continent on this planet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just kind of smushed them all into one culture and said, There you go. You know, you're like these bazillion people on my planet.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see.
It's probably the most racist and the most sexist episode of all of Trek.
Well, I have some
That
quotes.
was in my notes. That was in
I
my
have
notes.
I have some quotes.
Yeah, it's so bad. I know.
Jonathan Frakes referred to the episode as a, quote, racist piece of shit.
Yeah. Well,
At a
Roddenberry fired the director, and then he said, "Screw, this is horrible." Right? Go ahead.
I don't know about that. At a 2007 science fiction convention in Toronto, Canada, he told the audience, the worst and most embarrassing, and one that even Gene would have been embarrassed by, was a horrible racist episode from the first season, Code of Honor, Oh My God in Heaven. Brent Spiner regarded this episode as the, quote, worst episode we ever did, and, quote, an inadvertently racist episode. In a 2012 interview with Trek Movies, Spiner called Code of Honor was just a racist episode, maybe not intentionally, but it felt that way and looked that way. It was the third episode, so it was fortunate that we did our worst early on, and it never quite got that bad again.
Fun fact, inadvertently racist is the name of the diner up the street.
Is it really?
No, I'm kidding. You wouldn't be surprised in North Idaho, though.
Yeah.
According to Will Wheaton, if the cast wasn't arbitrarily decided to be African American, the idea of the episode being racist or non-racist wouldn't have been an issue. And he's actually right there. And I did a little more reading that initially the aliens were supposed to be reptilian. And if you just imagine that whole episode, except they're reptilian, poof, problem gone.
Yeah.
It probably would have been a pretty cool episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I labeled that one Tasha fights a pole dancer, because for some reason all the women have to have poles, you know.
Yeah. So another interesting fact, Michael Dorn does not appear in this episode. This is his first non-appearance. The only other TNG episode in which he does not appear is Haven. I don't remember which episode that is.
Oh, I know exactly which one that is, because it's on my list as well.
Which one is that?
Riker's chest hair. Isn't that? Yeah, pretty sure it's Riker. No. Oh, I guess I'll look it up real quick.
At the 2013 Toronto Comic-Con, an evening with the cast of Star Trek The Next Generation, Dorn referred to this episode as, quote, the worst episode of Star Trek ever filmed, to the agreement of the rest of the cast and the crowd. Geordie LaForge actor LeVar Burton wasn't proud of the episode either.
Haven is the first appearance of Luxana.
Yeah, and Haven is the one where Troy meets that painter guy they're trying to set him up with to get married or whatever. Yeah, that's a different episode. Anyway,
that's it. That was my list.
I went out so
strong.
Bad. Yeah, that's on my list. It's number 7 on my list. Because it's the next one next to number 6 on my list that I couldn't decide if it was so bad it should be in the top 5 of all time or not, is basically the scene from JJ's first Star Trek movie where not the first one, the second one, where you've got Benedict Cumberbatch in the cell on the Enterprise, and basically he's like, yeah, okay, I'm Khan. Like that whole thing where it's, leading up to that movie, he's not Khan, no, he's not Khan. Oh yeah, okay, I'm Khan. That's horrible. That whole movie is just horrible. But that's
promotion for that, because they did the same thing in promoting it. Oh, he's not Khan. Yeah,
because they thought it'd be some big reveal or whatever. They wanted to surprise her, but no, it's stupid. So anyway,
okay.
Other top mentions for you, Daniel?
Yeah, I've got some dishonorable mentions. I'm gonna put it. Robot Picard, that was stupid.
Yeah.
When Spock sings in the short treks. Remember when Molly went wild and was a feral animal?
In the short trek?
I like that one.
Oh, I hated it.
You're talking about the short trek?
No. He's talking about when Molly O'Brien falls through the temporal rift, and when they pull her out, she's aged 14 years or whatever.
Yeah. I didn't like it, but whatever.
No.
Cork and Drag.
Yeah. I don't know. What was that? Prophets and Lace? That's not really that bad of an episode. I mean, yeah, it's kind of
the shock of looking at him in drag, though.
Yeah.
And
it's up there.
And anytime Luxana Troy is on screen,
Come on.
she just annoys me. So
Yeah, she's.
But that's the charm of her character. The fact that she doesn't give a rat's ass that you're the captain of this ship. She's gonna sit in your chair. She's gonna call you Jean-Luc in front of you. Well, you know what?
Just like
you know what I enjoy.
JL.
You know what I enjoy? I don't. She is very annoying. I enjoy how uncomfortable he is when she is around, and how he will avoid her at all costs.
Right.
And he doesn't dislike her. She just makes him so uncomfortable because she doesn't give a shit about his position on that ship.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the same thing with her and Odo. Those are awkward as all get out moments too, because it's just a totally different thing. It's a weird thing going on there. But anyway.
Yeah.
That's my dishonorable mentions.
The other dishonorable mentions I have is Riker's chest hair season 1, where where's that blue thing, where his nipple and chest hair showing when he goes down to that planet where it's all females and all the men are tiny. Yeah, all the men are tiny, all the women are Amazon women, and Troy and Tasha both get a little too giddy with him in his shirt get up, So that's a horrible moment. And then going back to like original series, the two worst ones that I can think of out of the original series was Spock's brain, but specifically the moment where the lady just says, brain, what is brain? Just what the fuck? And then it's the most used meme of any TOS scene. Well, maybe the second most, but it's both from the same episode, The Gamesters of Triskelion, when Kirk slaps Lady Gaga.
Oh yeah.
She's got the potato. She's got the foil onto her breasts.
Yeah.
That's one scene that's used for a meme, and the other one is the GIF where he slaps her.
Yeah.
So, and then of course Tom and Janeway's lizard babies from Voyager. But that's all I've got written down.
I forgot anytime Porthos doesn't get cheese.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. We got to get that dog some cheese.
Yeah. Poor dog.
Yeah.
Do you have any dishonorables?
That was it for me. Go ahead.
Let's see. No, that's all I. Let's see. Star Trek 2009. Star Trek Into Darkness. Star Trek Beyond.
Now, see, I enjoyed 2009 and I enjoyed Beyond.
Excuse me, I'm not finished. Discovery Season 1.
There you go.
The corresponding short treks. Discovery Season 2. The corresponding short treks. Like 75% of Picard.
But you loved his suit. You loved his costume, right? When he was French with the eye patch.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. That is. You're right. Him talking like that has got to be like in the top 10.
No, that was bad. That was
all
bad.
time. That's got to be in the top. I totally forgot. I totally blanked that out. But I got a bone to pick with you, Dan. When you said Discovery and the ensuing related short treks that are all bad, you loved the Saru short trek. I remember you talking about that.
I did.
You did enjoy that one. So don't forget that.
I don't know what it is about that dude.
He's a good character.
He's a good character.
Yeah, it's a real
good character. It's an original character. It's not the whole, my people are prey and we only exist to feed whatever. It's just an interesting concept. So even though I'm not a huge fan of Discovery, I really like that show. I really like that guy on that show. I really like his story, and I am eager to see more of him. So, I jest when I say that, Voyager Discovery is a complete crap fest. It's a semi-complete crap fest. It's not a complete crap fest.
The reason why Saru probably stands out to most people, because I don't think I've met anybody yet, whether they like or dislike Discovery, can sit there and say they don't like Saru, I haven't met anybody that says they just really don't like Saru or heard anybody say that in the Facebook group. So with that said, I think the reason why, he's unique, but also look at what Discovery is compared to what we just described with especially with TNG, because a lot of our lists had multiple TNGs, right? Yeah. So the reason why those episodes are so bad in TNG is because we love those characters so much, and when they do these out of character things, they're horrible because they've done such a great. That's the best one that matches up with where you're at. You actually look like you're in the cockpit, Daniel. So
I know,
but no, and they're so bad. It's because it doesn't match the characters that they've done such a good job building up. They feels out of character for most of them, as well as maybe in some cases out of their range of acting ability. But and that's the one. That's the one major problem. If I really want to nail it, is why do I have such a problem with Michael Burnham, and why do I have a problem with Discovery? I enjoy the show for the most part. I pick it apart because that's what I'm here to do. But I dislike it so much because there's no characters in that show. There are no characters. Yeah. Saru is one of the only characters. He's got an interesting background. You know who he is. They've done a good job of telling you who this person is.
I think you're absolutely right.
And everything else.
The only other character is Stamets.
That's true. He's probably the number 2 character where they've actually done a good job defining who he is, what he stands for, what you would expect him to do. Whereas Burnham is this flat character,
stoic,
that you never know what she's going to do because she's always going to do whatever the hell she thinks is right, even though it's wrong.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, in a way, it kind of goes back to show them, don't tell them. Don't tell me to care about Michael Burnham.
Yep.
Show me why I should care about her.
Right.
Make me care. Don't give me a choice. Make me care about her.
Right.
And they haven't.
Right. They have not.
And they start off really bad with how her character gets introduced to you on the Shinzo with Giorgio.
Right.
And that's the worst way. Now maybe
you're a mutineer?
Yeah. now, and that's what they wanted. They wanted to start it off that way and then try to build her character back up. They wanted to tear her down right in front of your face before you even got to know her, and then build it back up. But that's where they fell flat. Yeah. She's the same person. She hasn't changed. She hasn't changed at all. She's the same person. Yeah. Now maybe in season 3 we'll see a little bit of that because she finally lets her hair down, but literally and figuratively. But I don't know. Her character didn't change. It's the same character that you hated from the first episode. Yeah. First 2 episodes. Anyway, that's my thoughts on why some of those episodes are so bad, because they're character flaw or written incorrectly for the characters at the time. Anyway. All right. Anything else we need to go over there, gentlemen? No. We managed to get that right at an hour.
Nice.
Almost. So,
nice. Mrs. Lombardo will be pleased.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to make her happy so he can always come out to play.
That's it. That's it. I got a chore list. I got to give myself give my son a quarantine haircut.
Oh, so nice.
We'll see how that goes.
Buzz it like mine. That's what happened yesterday.
That's it.
We were out on the deck.
There you go.
Yep.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. It's been real.
Yep.
Talk soon.
Yep. We'll see you. Thanks.
Bye.
Well, there you have it, another episode in the can. Check us out at TrekCast.com. Also, if you would, please subscribe to us via iTunes. Leave those reviews, subscribe to us, we'll get some numbers, get up the list, get more listeners, do more shows, have more fun. But for now, we're all done. So live long and prosper, and we'll see you next week.